Hey everybody, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got your Week 9 start and sit video for you guys. It is now going to be the quarterback position. Hopefully you guys got a victory this past weekend. I unfortunately lost in a couple of my leagues. It was just not fortunate, but it happens. It's just the way fantasy works. Obviously, there are a lot of things that have happened this weekend as well. There were a lot of injuries. Jameis Winston, for example, James Robinson got hurt, and then of course Derrick Henry is probably one of the biggest ones that we had this past weekend. So hopefully you guys checked out my waiver wire video. That way you guys can maybe grab some players that might help you out with this week. There are 4 teams that are on a bye, so make sure you pay attention to that. The bye teams are as follows. Make sure you check these guys out. You've got the Lions, that's a big one. You've got the Seahawks, Bucks, and Washington. So of those, probably Bucks and Seahawks probably are some players you're going to be desperately needing, but unfortunately cannot play this week. So make sure you guys are prepared. So as far as quarterbacks go, really, Tom Brady obviously not being able to play. That's probably the biggest one. Russell's still out. He'll be back hopefully soon, but that's where you are as far as quarterbacks go. So obvious picks. These are going to be your obvious starts right here. You've got some good starts. Now, one guy, again, Dak Prescott is expected to play. I just want to make sure you guys, if he is playing, he should be in the lineup. They've got a pretty good matchup against the Denver Broncos, but that's the only one that's a little bit of a concern that I would say, okay, maybe you might have to look at possibly some other options. But with that said, these are your starts that should be happening every single week. Don't make it difficult. All right, let's make it simple. These are guys you should be in your lineup. Now, what I'm going to talk about are some starts and some sits that are some questionable players you're not really sure of, or you're someone that streams quarterbacks every week and you don't have one of those top quarterbacks. So I'll be talking about those. Now, before we begin the start and sit portion, these are your top quarterbacks so far for the season. We are just about halfway, or just a little above halfway of the season. So these are your top quarterbacks that have really performed. Now, the only one that's a little bit of one a little lower than should be higher, which is obviously Patrick Mahomes. This is prior to the Monday night game. So looking at this, who are some players? Let us know in the comments down below. Who are some of these quarterbacks that you're like kind of surprised to see up in the top 10? There are a couple of them that I feel are kind of surprising. I'll just say it. Jalen Hurts. The fact that he's 4th in the league right now in fantasy points is amazing. That's kind of a shocker for me. And really, Matthew Stafford, I expected him to be top 10, but I did not expect him to be 3rd. So that's kind of the quarterbacks that I was kind of shocked to see on this list that are just outperforming week in and week out. Again, these are some guys that you probably already own, or, and you're probably having a good record. Now, as far as starts go, let's make this simple. First guy I have is Tua. You're probably going to think, what am I thinking? Look, this is more of a gut reaction. Here's the deal. Tua, when he's against, I would say, easier lineups, he does a pretty good job as far as fantasy goes. He's not going to wow you, but he has the rushing ability. He can throw the ball. He's got Waddle on the outside. Parker looked great. He's got Gesicki, so he's got some pretty good weapons. And yeah, there's obviously a lot going on with the whole fact that Deshaun Watson might get traded, and maybe he's not getting traded. There's a lot of back and forth, so I'm sure that messes with Tua mentally. But right now, the Dolphins aren't looking to do that this season. That's what's happening. So with that said, I like Tua's matchup against the Texans. The Texans are allowing 266 yards to the quarterback, which is 20th in the NFL. They're also allowing 20.8 points, which is 24th in the NFL. It's a good matchup for him. I do expect him to get you anywhere from 18 to 20 points. So as far as somebody you might be streaming, this might be one of those guys you want to go after. Now, another good start quarterback is going to be Derek Carr. Derek Carr is going against the New York Giants. The Giants are allowing 253 yards, which is 13th in the NFL, which is actually pretty good, but they're allowing 19.8 points, which is 21st in the NFL. Derek Carr's been on fire the last couple weeks, and that's somebody that I know a lot of people are, just overlooking, but he's done really well this season, and he's got a good matchup against the Giants. They're coming off of their bye week, which is they're going to be healthy. Giants just played a Monday night game. Makes it a little bit tougher. So I like Derek Carr as another good start. Now, the last guy I have as a good start is going to be Taysom Hill, and this may not happen depending on what happens with his concussion protocol, but the fact is Jameis Winston is gone for the season. So everyone expects Taysom Hill to be the starter. Now, Trevor Simeon was the backup to Taysom Hill. So obviously he played this past weekend, and they did beat the Bucks. But I think if you really look at it, Sean Payton's going to go Taysom Hill over Trevor Simeon. No offense, Simeon, but that's just the way it's going to work. Obviously, again, it's depending on his health. So if he is healthy, he's going to be the starter. He's going against the Falcons, who are allowing 244 yards, which is 11th in the NFL. But they're also allowing 21.7 points, which is 28th in the NFL. So they are giving up points. And I do expect him to get a goal line or two attempts to try to score a rushing touchdown. So I like Taysom Hill a lot. Now, as far as some good sits go, look, right here, first guy is Trevor Lawrence. You're probably not starting him anyways. You probably didn't really start him at all this season. But he is someone that has had some decent matchups, and he's had some decent performance. But they're going against the Bills this week. Bills are allowing 194 yards, which is first in the NFL. They're also only allowing 13.2 points, which is also first in the NFL. Very tough matchup. This is not a game at all that I'm trusting any Jacksonville player. It's just the way it is right now. This is a very tough matchup. The Bills do a really good job defensively. So don't start Trevor Lawrence. Another guy I'm not starting is actually going to be Jalen Hurts. As much as I am shocked of his top, being in the top 10 so far this year in fantasy, he's got a tough matchup in the Chargers. The Chargers are allowing 216 yards, which is only 5th in the NFL. They're also only allowing 15.8 points, which is 4th in the NFL. Really tough matchup. I do expect the Chargers to have a good game. I do think Jalen, what benefits him is the fact that he can rush, which might help save some of his game this week. But as far as a starter goes, I don't feel comfortable with him. If he is on your team, you probably don't see any other good options. You're going to start him, and I understand that. But if you can get another quarterback, again, whether you check out our waiver wire video or if you have questions or maybe you're not sure, ask us in the comments, but I just don't trust Jalen Hurts this week. Now, last guy I have as a good sit, it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. Look, Jimmy G right now is going against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are allowing 214 yards, which is 4th in the NFL. They're also only allowing 14.7 points, which is 3rd in the NFL. So Cardinals are a really good defensive team. Yes, they've lost J.J. Watt for the season, which is going to affect their pass rush and getting to the quarterback, putting that pressure. But 49ers, besides Debo, Eli Mitchell's looked really good, but I just don't trust Jimmy G this week. And the fact there's really no other receivers that really help kind of alleviate some of Debo Samuel's coverage. This is a tough matchup, and it's a rivalry game. I'm sorry, Jimmy. You're sitting down in this one. Now, as far as some sleepers go, I have one quarterback in here. This is going to be a weird one for probably most of you, but this is just, again, one of those gut feelings. I'm like, man, if you need a streamer quarterback, maybe you're in a deep league, maybe you're in a super flex, and you want to put another quarterback in, I like Davis Mills this week. Now, Tyrod Taylor is expected to be back soon. They have not announced him coming back this week. If he is coming back this week, I would say Tyrod Taylor is probably one I might also want to start. But with that said, Davis Mills going against the Dolphins. Dolphins are allowing 303 yards to the quarterback position, which is 31st in the NFL. They're also allowing 21.9 points, which is 30th in the NFL. So the Dolphins defense is struggling. And who knows, by the time I finish recording this video and post it, Xavier Howard might be traded to the Dolphins or traded from the Dolphins. That's a secondary player, especially a talent like him. It's going to really affect them. So Davis Mills is somebody I think is going to be a good start this week. As far as the sleeper goes, I would definitely check him out. And again, if you're in a deep league or maybe you just want to kind of have some fun, I would start him this week. So thank you guys so much. This is our, again, start and sit video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Appreciate you guys. If you guys do have questions about who you might need to start or, pick up, trade deadlines are happening real soon. So if you have trade questions, hit us up in the comments down below. Ask away. Don't be afraid. Maybe if you don't want to hit up comments, maybe you hit us up on DMs, Twitter, Instagram. Our links are down below in the description. You can always ask away there as well. If you happen to be new to the channel and you've loved the information and maybe it's informative and helped you guys out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're dropping videos like this every single day just to help you guys get ready for your fantasy football. And that way you guys are ready for your lineup. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well. That way you guys are notified when we do drop new videos just like this. Also, if you did enjoy the information, make sure you hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. It really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Plus, it's another way of showing appreciation for us. And we thank you guys so much for that. If you guys do have any other questions, again, feel free to hit us up in the comments. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll be dropping our running back, wide receiver, and tight end start and sit videos for you shortly. That way you guys are prepared for week 9. There's obviously a Thursday night game, so be prepared for that. It's the Colts and Jets. Not a whole lot of players you might be playing, but there are some good ones. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and I'll check you guys next time.